Ernest Wilson III was a 24-year-old aspiring entrepreneur from Baltimore. He didn't like going to bars or clubs. Instead, he enjoyed staying in and throwing his own house parties. He was known for taking old-school board games like Monopoly, Candyland, or Uno, just to name a few, and turn them into drinking games. He had a real knack for it. You take an old boring game you used to play as a kid, mix it with some Hennessy, combine that with his magnetic personality, and you had a winning formula. He would often charge admission for his parties, and he would also live stream them. On April 4th, 2020, Ernest would unfortunately play his last drinking game when he hosted a drunk hide-and-seek game at an Airbnb in Baltimore. The whole event would be recorded as he live streamed the event on Facebook. In the video, you can see an uninvited guest jump the gate, and that's when it all happened. Ernest wouldn't survive the night, and the perpetrators would never be found. Hello strangers, welcome back to the Strange Bar and Grill. I'm your host, JP. Today's story is a bizarre case about the unsolved murder of Ernest Wilson III. Ernest Wilson III was born on January 25, 1996. He had two siblings, a brother and a sister, and was very close with his mother, Taz, and his grandma, Linda, and his grandpa, Al. He worked at a warehouse during the day and was an outgoing young man who loved to be around family and friends. He would often be on Facebook making people laugh at his sarcastic and witty posts. Friends described Ernest as a vivacious, funny, loving person with a huge smile who enjoyed just goofing around. One of his friends was quoted saying, "Once you were his close friend, he would do anything for you. He was just that type of person." Ernest Wilson was a fixture on social media, his other friend said. In 2020, when that Rona hit, and I don't know if YouTube still has blocks around mentioning that, but I'm not gonna risk it. So to be safe, when that six-pack of Corona hit, it would force most places to close their doors, including bars. Now, unless you've been on the moon somewhere, then you know what that was like and how much of a downer that was. You couldn't really go out and meet with friends, but Ernest had an idea to bring everyone closer together. He started hosting his own game nights. He would rent out Airbnbs. The participants would bring their own liquor. He would charge the men $5. Ladies got in free, of course, because you have to have women at a party. Otherwise, it's just a bunch of drunk dudes staring at the window, hoping things will change and women will show up. But I digress. He would pour up the drinks and break out the games and live stream for all to see. So if you were bored and lonely at home, you could tune in and it would transport you into a whole different scene, into this whole different world. People would be laughing and just having a good time, drinking and playing games. On April 3rd, 2020, Ernest would make a post to Facebook that read, "Should I do a game night again this weekend?" His friends would respond, "Yes." So with that, he began planning another game night. He would make a post explaining that he's hosting this new game night and the game would be hide and seek, and to hit him up via Messenger for details. He would make a post that said not to invite any extra guests. If he didn't invite them personally, they could not come. Remember that detail for later. Again, these were friends. They were people he had at his previous game nights. He just didn't really want anyone crashing his party. But why? He didn't behave this way at the past game nights. Maybe someone crashed the party at the previous game night? I did find a post about someone stealing his douce. He said the culprit was giving homeless thief vibes. Now, I don't know if that was the reason or if something more threatening happened, but he made every effort to keep the party details private. He also made it a point to lock the door to his room to stop his guests from stealing. Later that day, Ernest would go on Facebook Live. During his live session, he could be seen holding 2 bags of, let's just say, some good stuff, to bypass the YouTube blockers here. And he would talk about how much it would cost his guests to take part in some of that good stuff. And at about 5 minutes into the video, you could hear him say, that a girl from the party last time wasn't invited and that she came anyway. And if she comes again, it's not his fault. So you take the fact that he got that good stuff and he's showing it on live, and he has problems with people showing up uninvited. It's kind of asking for trouble, but let's look a little closer. Once the party started, about 15 people showed up. There was about 13 girls and 2 men. Sounds good, right? Everything was going well. People brought their drink of choice with them. Music was playing. At the same time all this was going on, Ernest would be live streaming here and there, inviting viewers into his world and showing everyone the good time he was having. Friends that couldn't make it would join the festivities via the comment section. At around 2:32 a.m., Ernest would go live again with the caption, "About to play hide and seek." The partygoers can be seen dancing, drinking, and waving at the camera as he begins narrating the live stream as the music blasts in the background. The grinning 24-year-old then warns everyone to take cover. They turn all the lights off and Ernest begins counting. One thing to keep in mind, Ernest's guests are drunk, people are running around hiding, not doing a very good job, I might add. But that's because, they've been drinking, they're under the influence. Ernest eventually counts up to 30 and then states, "I'm tired of effing counting, ready or not, here I come." Then the house went silent and Ernest went on to search for his friend.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I can hear y'all. 14, 15. I can see y'all. 16, 17. Don't walk this way because you're going to get caught. 18, 19. Thank you. Go the other way. You're making it too easy. 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, because I'm tired of counting. Ready or not, here I come.
Ernest can be heard making jokes and yelling for his friends. You couldn't see much during this portion of the video because the house was completely dark. But this is where things made a turn for the worst. As he scanned the property for his hidden friends, Ernest turns his camera on a shadowy figure sneaking into the yard. "Who the F, dumbass? This can't be one of my friends," Ernest Wilson says in disbelief as he films a figure hoisting themselves over the fence. Seconds later, gunfire erupts at the party. Ernest appears to drop the phone. He begins screaming for his friends to turn on the lights. The frame goes out of focus and the video abruptly ends.
What is that, you?
I don't know. I'm in your face.
Get your dumb ass on the other side of this gate. Who the dumb ass? This can't be one of my friends.
Up on the ground, Steve. Up on the ground, Steve. Up on the ground.
Hey, Pride! Pull that shit up!
When Ernest's friends turn the lights on, they find Ernest lying in a pool of his own blood. No one saw who had come into the house. They said it was 2 attackers, but couldn't ID who did it. All of Ernest's friends seemed confused as to how 2 people could break in and only Ernest was shot. Was this a random robbery gone bad, or was Ernest targeted? When authorities responded to the scene, they found Ernest shot and was pronounced dead that same night. No arrests have been made following his killing. But what do you all think? I'll tell you what I think. I think this was a robbery attempt. I think someone from the party set him up. I think the shooter saw his Facebook Live and all the bags of drugs he had at the party and decided to go rob the party. I believe a person from the party provided the address to the shooters, and I believe at the time they were watching his Facebook Live and then they waited for him to turn all the lights out and come outside during the hide and seek party. And that's when they jumped the gate and shot and attempted to rob Ernest. I think they came for the drugs and the money he made from the price of admission into the party. Or it just could have been an enemy or just jealousy. People tend to see someone doing well and actually doing something with themselves, and they want to rip that away from them. People are real negative like that. Prior to this incident back in February, Ernest would receive a mysterious text message from an unknown number, and that person would threaten Ernest. Could that be the same person that shot him at the party? Maybe, but without further evidence, it's hard to tell. Could it be a disgruntled guest at a previous party that may have been kicked out, decided to come to this party and get revenge? But what do you think happened here? Let me know in the comment section.